Everybody knows that you don't get married for physical intimacy. Getting married to have physical intimacy with a woman is like buying a business class ticket on a Boeing 747 to get free peanuts. If all you want are peanuts, there are a lot more cost-effective ways to get them with ease. It's true what they say. There's a unique peace in life that a man can only achieve by avoiding women. Do you know why we're happier being single? We don't have someone to nag at us after a long day at work or someone who tries to force us to do what they want to do on our day off. You don't have to answer anyone. If there's one thing that most women don't get, it's this. People can't rely on someone else to make them happy. Now, since women are essentially off the table, a man needs to find hobbies, make new friends, and regularly enjoy recreational activities. Your happiness depends on you. Stay strong and don't do anything that can make you miserable. Western society's relationships are like navigating someone with an allergy who insists on having what they are allergic to. More and more men are at least waking up to the fact that society has been allowed to essentially reverse the traditional gender roles, and worse yet, has cast the matter of gender aside entirely. Both men and women helped Western society reach the point where we are now. The main difference being men are more likely to acknowledge at least the mistakes they made leading up to such a society. They are also more adaptable to those changes and find they still at least have a few choices now that they are relegated to third-class citizens, just below the pets. Meanwhile, women continue to push for superiority under the guise of equality, yet can't fathom the concept of natural differences or capabilities. Accountability has gone out the window, being discarded with that chivalry. They claim to thrive in having the same rights to be as promiscuous as they wish, without any consequences. Or so they claim. When reality sets in, and they discover they are losing their power to attract the type of men they want, then they reach back and demand those traditional ways of life return, expecting men to protect and provide. The traits men seek are no longer present in such women, so there is no reason to change the lifestyle such women lived up to that time in their lives. They play the temporary relationship game, and they finish with that same game, though the players are more difficult to find and nearly impossible to keep. Men didn't change the rules of the game, and we didn't cheapen it to mean just one day to prance around in a disposable big-money wedding dress either. It is this knowledge in the face of prevailing pop culture attitudes that has rendered us indifferent to the proposition of marriage. Men are not done, to be honest. It's just that there are no ladies left anymore. Women do not want to submit to the order of life. Then you have weak men who allow the woman to run all over them and dominate and lead. Women resent that. Media, of course, does not help but adds fuel to the already fire. And when you talk about the justice system, how can you let the fate of your life rest in the hands of a single person? Justice in the hands of a single judge? Ruining the lives of the children and the man. These judges should be taught some humanity too, before giving them the authority to decide a divorce. Why should I or anyone be with someone who only sees me as a transaction? She won't cook for me, she won't clean up, and she won't provide me children that are actually mine. Yet she will expect me to pay most, if not all, of the costs of living, and she will nag and browbeat me into doing what she thinks I'm obligated to do for her. And then there's a greater than 50% chance that she will divorce me and cost me even more money. Yeah, no thanks, ladies. I'm all the way good on that one. Women from 18 to mid-30s think that have a lot of time to find a partner, if that is what they choose. But there are many possibilities, but only a few right ones, and finding the right one takes time. When push comes to shove, deciding under pressure could result in a wrong decision. The decline in marriage also leads to a decline in births. In the USA, the number of births per childbearing woman is down to 1.67. They need 2.1 births to keep the population stable. Two factors are at play here to explain the decline of marriage. Marriage rates are going down. The happiness of men is rising. The thing is, we don't have marriages anymore. Since the government became involved, they are civil unions, not marriages. A marriage is a religious institution that has nothing to do with the government. What we need is for the government to not be involved in marriages at all. Let people choose if they want a marriage where you're married in your church by your pastor and the government stays completely out of it, or a civil union where you go get married at a courthouse by a justice of the peace. Eliminate state marriage certificates and call them what they truly are, a civil union certificate. Today, feminism has enabled women to feel so entitled They believe they are able to display their true personalities without any consequences. Thanks, feminism. You've done men the greatest favor possible. I don't think anyone should feel obligated to marry or have kids. If it's not for you, don't do it. It's a lot of work. For some people, that is what they want. That being said, divorce laws need to be reformed, and prenups need to be more common. It's in both men's and women's best interest to do a prenup, while the couple is still on good terms, and just makes more sense. But women tend to get emotional about it by thinking it's because the man doesn't trust the woman. It also makes me sick when the children get put in the middle of all of that. Don't punish the kids by not letting them see your ex just because you're mad at the ex. Women will literally destroy their own relationships because they are bored, because of emotions at that moment, or because someone gave attention because her husband or boyfriend is working too much, and money not being enough. Women who want to have children should go to an egg bank or adopt. Women should also network with other women to help raise the children in a collective. Men nowadays don't want to risk getting a woman pregnant and end up paying child support for decades. Men will seek pros or abstain from physical relations to avoid having an unwanted child to support and raise. As marriage rates drop 60%, the male quality of life has gone up by 60%. Women generally marry the safe bet in their eyes like option 2 or 3. They marry the nice guy, so to speak. Marriage as an instrument isn't the issue. The issue is the laws around that contract, as everyone knows. Technically, it's a lot of work, and often a lot of people are not compatible with one another. Not only is marriage a disaster waiting to happen for men, but the toll on your mental health is also and should be a major concern. Personally, I just felt so exhausted mentally more than physically during my marriage, and the thoughts of deleting myself were numerous. Now I'm feeling so much better, and those thoughts don't exist anymore. I just feel so much better about my life now. No depression, aggravation, or frustration dealing with a lunatic. And she started off well. It just goes to show they will change, and not for the best. What sane man wants 100% risk and 0% rewards that come with the marriage contract where the wife is incentivized to divorce for money and assets? Marriage, and for that matter dating, are losing propositions for men, and men in ever-increasing numbers are walking away from both. The practice of courting, having a relationship, and marrying does not make any sense anymore. It is a practice that we inherited and need to abolish, to supplant it with a better model that reflects present reality. Marital intimacy is especially unsatisfying, since who wants to sleep with a woman you just finished arguing with, or has to run off to a business meeting when you are done? From a total of 100 marriages, 60 will end up in divorce within 15 years. 30 will be stuck in miserable, lifeless marriages, and only 10 will be in marriages where the partners are better off than if they were single. If you think about it, the marriage rate even correlates with the feminist movement, with all of its ramifications. I am amazed how many women want a traditional man, but they don't care to be a traditional woman. Men have been liberated. Now that the ladies have told us that they do not need us, we finally accepted that men have been set free. I've noticed that my single male friends are much happier than married men. Women sure are slow. Most men saw this coming from miles away. Women are in the middle of it, and quite a few still haven't figured out the problem. Let them be lonely and miserable. We have our peace, sanity, and our money. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.